to this channel. My name is Grace. I am a wife and a mother of two. I'm a stay-home actually, and today I'm coming to you with a very personal story. I'm sharing this story from experience with hope that it's going to help somebody out there who is going through the same struggle that I was going through a couple of months ago. Now, in March 2022, I slipped into depression, and it lasted me 3 years to get out of depression, guys. 3 months of me just lying around, doing nothing. I disconnected myself from my family, from my friends, from everybody, from my children. And I remember all I wanted to do was just, be by myself, process my own emotions, my own feelings. I did not want to approach anybody at that time. I just felt like, the world, it was just me against the entire world, in short. And only my closest immediate family, that is my husband and kids, that saw me struggle, because I literally just was in the house. And the reason for sharing today's story is just to help someone out there. Maybe you're wondering why people slip into depression. Maybe you have someone, a loved one, who is going through depression. Maybe you're out there and you're personally going through depression yourself. I'm making this video with hope that it's going to change someone's life in a way. It's going to spare a life. And by God's grace, I'm totally free right now. I'm out of depression. I thank God. This is a testimony and in itself, and I really felt the urge to share this story of mine with the world. I know I'm putting myself out there, and I'm subject to judgment. I'm subject to all the kind of love and hate that would come with this video. But I'm making this video just for the sake of maybe one person. I may not know, but my hope is that it will touch a life. It will change someone's life in a positive way, and it will help maybe shed some light to somebody who has someone who is going through the same thing, or someone who is going through the same issues I was going through. Now, in March, I fell into depression without even knowing that I was getting depressed at that time. And guys, I may say it took me over a month to even realize that I was into depression. I had slipped totally into depression. It might, you might think and wonder why people get depressed. But basically, there are so many reasons, there are many factors that cause depression, basically. And the major ones are usually caused by life events, things that happen to our lives daily, losses, if you're going through a loss of a loved one, any situation in particular. There are those things that, stress you out. And if you have unresolved issues in your life, that you face challenges in your past and you did not resolve those ones, they could easily cause you to get into depression. It's like, I usually compare it to riding or driving a car that does not have good shock absorbers. When you're hit by stress or challenging situations and you're not able to process through those stressful times, then you keep on piling up the stress. Then one day it comes and explodes. It becomes explosive, and that's why now you find yourself deep into that state of depression. I know for me, for instance, that was my case. I had so many unresolved issues. I was dealing with stress issues from the past year, and coming into 2022, I was hopeful that things were gonna change and get better, but without knowing it, it really led me to getting depressed. It was a bad state to be in, honestly, if I can say so. At that time, I didn't really even think it was bad, but now when I look back at it, I really feel sorry for what's happened at that time. I feel sorry for myself, I feel sorry for my husband, I feel sorry for my children. And the reason why I say this, guys, is because I've put them through a lot, to be honest. I can afford to laugh now about it, but it wasn't a laughing matter back then. I've put them through a lot because I disconnected totally from my family. I disconnected from my children. There's a way, I don't know, it's all psychological. You're not even aware that you're not involved anymore until you realize that, oh wow, it's been a month and I haven't done anything together with my family. It's been a month, I don't remember the last time I played with my kids. It's been a month, I don't remember the last time I even conversed with my husband in intimate conversation, or having those genuine conversations with people. It's been a month, I haven't smiled, I haven't felt the joy in my heart. And that was the situation for me at that time. By the time I realized this, I was close to 2 months into depression. I was struggling back and forth. I would go to church as normal, smile at people, talk to people normally, but when I get back home and I'm back to that familiar territory, and then it all comes back, and now I have to pull through the week in the same state. Aside from my family, I would say, that is my husband and children, I don't think anybody else really knew I was depressed, because I did not even mention this to my other family members. And so I wouldn't even expect that my kids really understood the struggle that their mommy was going through at that time. I don't really think that they understood what was really going on with me. All they could see is a mom who was there but present but not present, if that makes any sense. And it was a really big struggle. And I remember the day it really hit me so hard. I really cried, guys, because I felt like I had failed them so terribly. I felt like I had failed everybody else, including myself. I had allowed myself to sleep, and the regrets now even made it even worse, because I didn't know how to recover and get back from that state that I was in. And so I would say, if you're feeling like you're struggling in life, if you feel like your life is at a standstill, things are not working out the best way that they should be working out, and you feel like you're really depressed, I would say, just first step is just accept you're in that situation at that time. And that was, for me, that was the very first thing that helped me to start the journey to healing, because I had to accept that I was really depressed for me to even be able to talk about it to my husband. And the first time that it really hit me, I just remember one night opening up to him and telling him, you know what, I feel this type of way. This is my mindset right now. These are my thoughts. This is my thought process. This is how I'm processing things in my head. This is how I'm feeling. And I really cried that night, explaining myself to him. I could see that he didn't understand, because I know at that night I did not even say that I was really depressed. All I said was, I'm going through some mental challenge, if it makes any sense. And so for him, he was more struggling to understand that the change of behavior, the change of attitude and all that. He was trying to understand why why was my wife not cooking? Why was my wife not cleaning? Why was my wife not involved in any family activities and all that stuff? And so I really know for him, he struggled to a point, to an extent, to understand, even when I was explaining. But as I kept on explaining the situation to him, now he totally understood and came aboard to be that help that I needed to guide me into healing. And guys, if you can really find, if you're going through depression, and or if you know someone who is going through depression, I made this video for everybody that could be in that kind of state, so that you understand maybe from a perspective of someone who has gone through it. And for you who has not gone through it, maybe it could shed some light on how you could be of assistance to that person who is going through the same situation of depression. And so when I was able to finally explain, and my husband was understanding of my situation, at this point nobody else knew what I was going through. And so it was basically a journey of the two of us. And the kids mainly did not understand our the situation of what was really happening. And so I would mainly say it was a journey for us both, me and my hubby. And guys, he's really worked with me. I couldn't have asked for better help at that time. I really needed him, and he 100% represented. He 100% showed up. He 100% was there for me. And I really thank God for that. It's a gift that I don't take for granted, because I don't know, maybe things would have been worse. Was I alone in that situation? Was I walking alone in that journey? Maybe things would have been different. Maybe I would be a thing of the past, you know, because at that time, you know, so many things crossed my mind. And I'm not making this video to you know, talk about those things that I don't want to talk about. They are negative things. I don't want to confess them. But what I'm saying is basically, yeah, it was a tough time, but I thank God he gave me someone to walk this journey through with. And it wasn't until as I was crossing the 3rd month, sorry guys, as I was crossing the 3rd month, now that's when my healing journey really started, slowly by slowly. You know, it all started with my husband saying, oh, how about today, let me take you to a friend's house. And guys, one thing I want to shed light on, during this time I really tried to avoid people to the best of my ability. I tried to avoid anybody, even the closest friends that I had. I really tried to avoid even making calls or even you know, chatting. I would just basically reply if I received a text, yeah, well, I'm doing well, thank you, that's it. I didn't want conversations beyond that, because I didn't want the responsibility of, you know, explaining myself to anybody else that I felt maybe they were not going to understand me and the situation I was going through, or the journey that I was walking in at that time. And so I would, you know, of course, I declined all the offers to go see friends as he was suggesting. And so it was just me and him praying for me, him making the effort to just, you know, make sure that I get out of the house, I eat, you know, I'm taken care of. Basically, I was the 3rd child in the house at that point. He was taking care of 3 kids because he basically could do everything, and I was just there. And you know, he made sure to drag me out of the house, get me outside, get me involved. And that really helped me to start now seeing things in a different light. Just even the fresh air, just breathing fresh air, you know, changing the scenery and seeing different things outside, getting distracted by, you know, even the birds and all that stuff. it really helped me to start recovering and start healing. More so the prayers that he prayed for me, we prayed together, they were really. And so guys, my encouragement to you today is, if you're going through a similar situation, the first thing you really need to do is accept yourself in the situation that you're in, accept that you're in that situation, and be able to seek help. I know seeking help sometimes can be challenging, because like for my case, I was very fearful of getting judgments from people. I didn't want to share my situation or my whatever I was going through with anybody, because I felt like, I don't want to hear my story from someone else that I didn't share with, these kinds of things and excuses that I kept on making that made me not want to share my story with anybody else. So I would say accept that you're in that state first and foremost, and then now begin the journey of seeking help. Seek help from people that you trust, people that you know are going to be there for you genuinely, people that are going to be there to love you and walk the journey with you. It's not an easy journey, let's not lie to each other. It's not an easy journey, but so many things and so many fatalities can be avoided if we seek the right kind of help. If you're able to seek professional help, just seek professional help, and I'm sure that you're going to get the best out of it. Nothing is as big as it looks. Only the devil tries to lie to us that this situation cannot get any worse than it is right now. But believe you me, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Please always look for that small light, even if it's a glimpse of light. Let's not give up, let's not lose our hope. And if you're there, you have someone who is going through a similar situation, maybe like my situation, and you're wondering what to do, I'm sure one day I'll be able to sit down with my husband, and maybe he's going to share his side of the story and how to help someone who is going through such kind of a situation. I would say try and understand them, try be there for that person, try and love them as much as you can. Do not be judgmental, because at that point what someone is looking for is not being judged but being loved. Already everything is going wrong with that person at that point. The only thing you can make worse is being there to judge them instead of helping them. And so please spread the love, be that glimpse of hope for that person's life. If you're able to help in any other way, please go ahead and do so. More so, pray for these people. Sometimes I remember myself, I couldn't even pray at some point, and so I just relied on prayers from other people. And when I remember when I was finally able to speak up to friends, to close friends of mine, they were able to uphold me in prayer. They were able to pray with me and for me when I couldn't do it. And eventually, slowly and eventually, I was able to really get my prayer life back. It's not something that comes intentionally. No one just sleeps and wakes up and says, oh, today I'm gonna start being depressed. It just comes slowly, and before you know it, someone has just fallen into depression. And the worst thing you can do, if you're not going through it, you have someone who is going through it, is judging that person and being harsh to them. Show love. If you have friends that you've been thinking like, oh, so and so, it's long since I chatted with so and so, it's long since this person has been lost, they're avoiding me. Trust me, sometimes the people are not avoiding you intentionally, they're just going through stuff. And so maybe try reach out to people, try know the well-being of other people. Say hi, how are you doing, and all that stuff. Look for people and try to know how they're doing. I tried to avoid people to the best of my ability. Had I spoken maybe sooner, I would not waste 3 months of my life just like that, just lying around being depressed and all that stuff. But again, I really wanted to feel like whoever I was going to open up to was someone that really cared about my emotions and my feelings at that time. And that's why I was not so quick to just like, jump out there and just share information, share things with people that I didn't really know that they genuinely cared. And so if you're able to go that extra mile, and even when you send a text message and someone says I'm okay, you just go further and say, are you sure you're really okay? It costs nothing to really check on people. And this is something that is really lacking in today's life, because everyone is so busy and caught up with different things in their lives, and we forget to remember people are going through tough times, people are going through rough times in their lives. And the best we can do is spread love, show love, pray for those people, and give them encouraging words of hope. If you're also going through the same struggles, please remember to affirm yourself, love on yourself, stay positive. I pray for you. I pray that God will see you through whatever it is that you're going through. I'm sending my love to you all that are struggling. Please know it's not the end of the world. There's no need to take your life. Don't get your life messed up just because of a situation that is not working out. Remember, God is still on the throne and He loves you unconditionally. That's why He put you to this world. Suffering may be there for a while, but we were created to endure, and by God's grace He will see us through. If I came out of it, you can also come out of it. So don't despair, don't give up your hope, and stay focused, guys. Stay focused on the positive. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with happy people, and surround yourself with people who will love you genuinely for who you are. People who've seen you before in your normal state. They will understand something is wrong with you, and they will help, be ready to help you. The worst thing you can do is just be quiet and suffer in silence, like I tried to do, and it wasn't the best option. I would say so. It wasn't a good decision, but please, if you're able to speak up and seek the help that you really need. And with that being said, guys, I'm gonna cut this video short. Maybe I'll make a more detailed video about it. I don't know, I'm not very sure. But thank you if you sat through this video and listen to it. May God bless you. Please share love, spread love, touch someone's life positively, impact someone's life positively. The world is already harsh enough. The best we can do is be kind to one another. Let's stop judging others, and may God bless you all for listening. If you're able to, please subscribe to this channel. Make sure to like the video and also leave a comment, share your thoughts. I would also love to hear from you. If you want to reach out, I will be putting my email on the description, so that if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. I'm not a specialist in this. I'm just sharing my journey with hope that someone is going to learn something out of it. It's going to encourage somebody who is going through a tough situation. And I know that if God did it for me, He can do it for you as well. So please do not despair. Please, please, please don't give up. Please don't take your life. You're too precious in God's sight to lose hope, to give up now. There is a better tomorrow planned for you. There is a better future God has in store for you. Don't give up. The enemy always wants us to give up when our breakthrough is around the corner. So stay prayed up and stay positive. God bless you all, and watch out for my future videos on this channel. As I said, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.